I'll just rest that up there. Good afternoon. Just wait for some people to come in. It's always a little bit delayed with Facebook. So I'm just seeing if this is coming in here. Oh, let me turn my volume down on this one. Hi, Glenys. Hi, Karen. Oh, we're getting people in now. Lovely. Hi, Caroline. I'm just seeing if it's coming across all the pages. Hello, Emma. That's the things with Facebook's Live. You have to wait a little while for everybody to come in. But we should be cross-pollinating over on Pink Frog's Crafts and Cards Facebook page. Hi, Jane. And also Pink Frog's Inspirations. And also on Craft Suppliers Direct. Hello, Gwen. Mrs. Pink Frog is tuning in. So that is good. So I'm trying to angle my light in here. I've got all my lights on. The sun is just literally setting at my craft room window. I'm just looking through my big tree, if any of you saw it on my Facebook page, and the sun is just setting. The sky looks beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So managed to get washing on the line today, which is great. So I hope you all had a good day as well. So that's the main thing. So I think we will make a start while people come in, so I can just share everything with you. They're all coming in now. That's fabulous. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right. And then I will put the camera up here in my little device, and then we'll get down to it. So things you're going to need if you want to craft along with me this afternoon is I'm using the Pink Frog holographic 12x12 cards. Okay, it was in the craft along list over on the Pink Frog website. Okay, so you'll see the card that I'm going to be using. So the things I'm going to be needing are your scoreboards, your a pair of scissors. If you have a square punch or a circle punch, brilliant. If you haven't, don't worry. Okay, bone folder, because we are going to be burnishing. Yes, we will be burnishing. Some Christmas embossing folders if you've got any. Again, optional. I've just picked a couple out that I've got, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm going to show you some different sort of techniques and ways you can do this. Your adhesive, red liner tape, or your EVA, it doesn't matter with the card we're using, because the EVA sticks on it as well, which is really good. Some ribbon, and then I think we're about set to go. And then I'm going to share with you a couple of little techniques on how you can decorate it as well. So got quite a few tuned in. So shall I put you up first, or shall I? Yes. So let me pop you up the top, because you want to see what the hands are going to do, don't you? We want to be crafting. So bear with me, and I'm just going to roll my sleeves up. Look, I'm getting ready for it. Who's ready for a bit of crafting on a Wednesday afternoon? So let me just pop this round the other way and get this up in my little device. So thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. Let's just make sure, let's move my iPad out the way. Let's pop that up in its holder as well. There we go. Oh, sorry, I knocked the camera. Apologies. But this is what we are going to be making this afternoon. I'm just going to adjust the camera slightly. I think I knocked it. So that should be about right. I think we're about in the right spot. So there's probably going to be lots of shiny going on this afternoon. So bear with me, but in a good way, So thank you all for coming. So this is a little craft along we do with Pink Frog. So if you haven't heard about Pink Frog, They are brilliant for your card blanks and all your card needs. Not just beautiful, shiny, decorative, but also plain. Now, we try and do a craft along on a Monday and a Friday. So if you haven't signed up to the Pink Frog newsletter, please do. And then you will find out about all the things that are happening and what's coming up, okay, as well as any special offers. So what I want to introduce you to is my cracker box. So if I bring these ones in, I've been making cracker boxes on my Christmas table for many a year, since my children were tiny, to the extent that a couple of years ago I had to make some new ones, not because they were damaged, but more the fact they had very childlike images on, and my children are now 26 and 23. So you can imagine they wanted something a little bit more grown up. So I think about 3 or so years ago, I made these ones to replace them. And I did go delving up in the loft because I had to go and collect these. But I was looking for my original ones, and because I haven't got the Christmas decorations out, they're right at the back of the pile, so I couldn't get them. So I do apologise. But so you're wondering probably what cracker boxes are all about. Okay, so I make them because I was sick of buying crackers that there's nothing nice in them. You get a bit of plastic, a bit of a joke. It all goes in the bin. I wanted something where I could put a personal table gift in for whoever was with us, and we could use year after year. And as I say, these are over 3 years old, and I make the nice little cracker boxes, good size for presents. And I now do them with a lid. I never used to do them with a lid. I used to do them without a lid. But the children get too cute for having a look what's inside. So now I put a lid on them. But these are a really good size for gifts. So I've got a couple here that I've made that we're going to do again this afternoon with the cardstock we've got. So these look absolutely luxurious, don't they? They take no time to make. And then if we take the lid off, so in this one, this is why I made cracker boxes like this in the first place. I should have taken my outside packaging. You can even pop a pair of men's rolled up socks in them. That's how good they are in size. So you're never going to be short of trying to find that tiny little present to put in your crackers, because you don't need to. So these are going to take a pair of men's socks. Not only that, what's in this one? How about a little tipple? Perfect for your miniatures, because you'll see when they're in there, they fit perfectly in there with the lid on, no problem at all. So they're perfect for all sorts of gifts, for all sorts of ranges. I like to put a little lottery scratch card in, and I print off some jokes off the internet and pop in there as well. So they're great between courses as a little bit of a fun thing to make. Now you're probably thinking, okay, Dawn, it takes a little miniature. How about a bottle of wine? So because we're using 12 by 12, we can even create them to take those mini bottles of wine. They will sit very nicely in that size as well. So this afternoon I'm going to make both sizes with you, okay, so we can get crafting together. So the first thing you're going to need is your 12 by 12 cardstock. So let me bring in what I'm going to be using. So if you've checked out the craft along on the Pink Frog website, you'll see that this is the cardstock that I've picked to use for this project. So this is the holographic cardstock. You get 20 sheets in here, and the nice thing about it is because it's you've got different types. So we've got some rainbow mirror, we've got gold. I'm going to just bedazzle you. Let me bedazzle you for a moment, because it's quite nice to see it in the flesh. We've got, oh no, that's not a 12 by 12 piece. We've got our opal holographic, and we've also got rose gold. Oh, I'm just looking at my screen because it's all a little bit delayed and I'm looking at my screen and that looks absolutely amazing. So you get all these in here. So you've got 20 in here. So to make one of these boxes with the decoration that I've done on here, you're going to need a whole sheet to make one with the decoration, and then you're going to need a quarter for your lid. All right, so you're going to basically get 4 lids out of one of those. That opal holographic looks absolutely amazing. What do you think to that? It just looks fabulous on there, doesn't it? Wow. Let's bring up the rainbow one. Oh, great. Now I've got to decide what colour I'm going to make. Oh dear, this is the decisions. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to go for the rainbow. What do we think? Thumbs up for rainbow, or have we got any other colours? I'm going to let you shout out now. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to shout out and tell me what colour we're going to make our cracker box in. So while you're all deciding on colours, I want to just tell you that if you've signed up for the Pink Frog newsletter, I'm looking at the comments, can't see any comments coming through yet, just to let you know, when you sign up for the newsletter, open your emails, because in there is a 10% discount code. Right, Pam's saying the opal, right? There's a 10% discount code, and please don't forget to use it. You don't have to use it just online. You can use it by phone as well. So hang on, we've got we've got 2 opal, we've got one rainbow, 1 gold. Oh no, we've got 3 opal. Now the opal's in the lead now. So don't forget to open those emails and use that code. If you don't want to order online, you can call Pink Frog direct and still use your discount code. You will speak to them directly here in the UK. It's a small family run firm, and you can use your discount code over the phone as well. Right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 opal. So let's go with the opal because we've got this colour. So let's start off with this one. Okay, so I'm going to get, let's get the scoreboard out to start with. So I've got my big scoreboard. Now this afternoon I am going to be working in inches because I tend to always make these in inches. Okay, so I will be doing this in inches, and I will leave a little plan that I've done for you that looks like this, so you know the scores as well. So I'll share that over on Pink Frog's Inspirations. So if you're not a member of Pink Frog's Inspirations, please do get signed up. What I might do is turn it on the reverse just while I score, because it's shiny. So what we're going to do is we are going to be scoring, well, it's square, so it doesn't matter to start with. So we are going to do, in fact, actually, I want to trim a piece off first because I don't want to score all that down. So I am going to trim a piece off. Sorry for being indecisive. So yes, I am going to trim it down because I don't want to put scores for my panels yet. So I'm just going to trim this off at 8 1/4 inches. Okay. Nice and level, because this is going to be for my decorative panels. So when you make these, if you're making them out the cardstock I'm using, you could do like a twofer. All right, so you will see what I mean as we go along. So I've got the long side on my scoreboard, and I'm going to do 2 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to do 5 1/2 inches. I'm trying to go slowly so you can do it with me. I'm then going to do 8 1/4 inches. And then 11 inches. Now, because we are making a box, any questions, please do ask. Because we're making a box and we've gone 2 3/4, we're going to do a 1/4 turn. So the short side is at the top, and on this side we're going to do another score at 2 3/4 inches, because that will give us our box shape. I'm now going to turn it round to the other side of the short side, and I'm going to do a score at 1 inch, 1.5 inches and 2 inches. Okay, so you will have, it's harder to see on there, isn't it? You will have lines to see, but I'm going to put the measurements with the board up for you. So I'm going to pop this just on here, and you know what I'm going to tell you to do next. We are going to be burnishing our folds. So I'm looking for my bone folder, which I had here. There we go, just now. So burnish your folds, and even with this speciality card, can you see you don't have any problems with cracking? I'm using a metal tool to do my scoring, and no problem at all. Many of you know already about the Pink Frog quality of card, but anybody out there who's joining us for the first time, you can now see for yourself you've got no problems at all with no cracking, anything at all. It just scores and folds a dream. Okay, everybody okay? I'm going to score again, and then I'm going to do these little ones. So this is the top of our sort of cracker box. So you've got a sort of zigzag going on here. Okay. So it's going to look like that, like it would on your cracker. Okay, so you've just done all those folds, and they're the measurements there. I will take a picture of this and share it over on Pink Frog's Inspiration, so please do not worry at all about trying to keep up with measurements. Now we need to make the little nodules. Now you can do these in several ways. You will have seen in the lovely Claire when she did the big cracker box, where you can actually measure it and cut it by hand. Okay, you can use an envelope punch board. If anybody's got an envelope punch board, you can do exactly the same with your envelope punch board. And how you would do that is you're going to fold it in half that way and pop it in to make your nodule. Okay, so that's how you'd use your envelope punch board if you've got one of those, because it's probably sitting in a dusty corner in your craft room if you have. So you can use that. You can use a square punch. You can use a square punch or a circle punch. It doesn't matter at all. I'm going to go in with a square punch this afternoon, because if you want to see how to sort of measure it and do it with a pencil and a pair of scissors, you can see Claire's video back, and she explains it very well on there. So I'm going to fold this in half, like this piece back, and you've got a line here in the middle, and then you've got your two lines on the side. What you're going to do is I'm going to pop that into my punch. So I've got the line here that lines up with the corner, and then the other two lines at either side. Okay, if you've got a circle punch, you're going to do exactly the same, and you're just going to cut it, and you're going to have that. Okay, no problem at all. I mean, if you wanted to use dies, you could even use small dies as well, if you didn't feel very confident about doing it with a pair of scissors. That's the other thing you could use. So I'm just lining that up again. Punch. So I'll do the last couple. I just thought it's easier to do it on this side rather than having too much shiny going on. But have these on your Christmas table and they will wow your guests. I mean, if we have people staying for Christmas, I always make them one, but they always take it home. So it's just a lovely compliment if they're taking it home and going to reuse it as well. So I've got all that going on. So I've done each of the score lines, and then this one at the end, you're going to do exactly the same again. If anybody has got any questions at all, please do just shout out. We've got the lovely Kimberly from Pink Frog ready to take any of your questions. And if you're outside the UK and think, oh, I'd like to get my hands on that card, but Pink Frog don't post to the UK, do check out the new Pink Frog eBay shop, because then we can ship outside the UK for you. So we've got this going on. So we're now at this stage. So we're going to cut the bottom pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is on this inch end, I'm going to cut that piece away because we don't need it. Now, when I'm cutting, I like to go the other side of the score line. So I'm butting right up to the other side of the score line. Okay. So I'm going to take that piece away. Now the next one I'm going to keep straight. So again, I'm going to go this side of the score line. I'm doing it this way because this is specialist card with layers on it, it's a bit thicker. And then this one's going to be angled. So just do a little mitre. Doesn't have to be a big mitre. And we do the same again. And then so we've got a square and a shaped one. And then you're going to have a square and a shaped one. And that is as easy as it is. Now I'll just move these pieces out the way so you can all see what I've done. So I've got exactly the same as I've got here. So I've got a square one, a shaped one, a square one, a shaped one. Okay, everyone, anybody keeping up with me? Anybody crafting? That's what I want to know. So that's the first piece. We're now going to glue this together. So I'm just going to fold over that piece like that, and I'm going to put glue on here. Now I'm going to use glue. I'm using our Pink Frog EVA glue. Now because I'm using EVA glue, it will stick this cardstock no problem at all. If you're using a different glue, please do check. If not, you can quite easily use your red line tape. But I'm going to go in with my glue. So I'm going close to the edge, but not on it. Okay, and then just a wiggle of glue. So I've got my glue on there, and then I can just fold this piece back. And yes, you know what I'm going to tell you. Give that little burnish just to disperse the glue. Okay, so that's your first bit done. So now you can see how you're making that box shape. No problem at all. Now, if you want to make these in advance, if you've got a craft stall for Christmas, say you're doing it to raise charity or to raise funds for your own crafty self, at this stage, when we're decorating, this is the stage I would keep them flat like this. Don't put them together yet. Keep them flat, because when you're on a craft stall, you can always just put them all together for them, or they can take them away flat and do themselves. You can always put red line tape on it. But let's now have a look at the panels. Now, this is why I said you're going to do like a twofer. So you remember with the ones that I shared with you originally, I had one made in silver and one in the rose gold. And then I used the panels from the rose gold on the silver and the ones, you know, vice versa. Okay, so this time I'm going to use the gold. So I'm going to do like we did in the beginning. So we cut this to 8 1/4. Because I want to make the other size with you. So this is the same piece that you have with this one. All right. Okay. So if you think this main panel here is what we're looking at. So the height of your main panel, and this is where things will change if you want to do different sizes, is 3.5. So we're going to do a panel of 3.25 by 2.5. So I'm just going to trim this down to 3.25 and keep this strip because we're going to be using this for the top. So now I'm going to turn this round and I'm going to do 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5. Okay, keep that. You could always use that to make a little tag. Now with this strip, you're going to do the same. You're going to cut at 2.5 and you're going to do 4 of them. So 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, so I've got all those elements ready. In fact, while we're here, we will cut our box lids. So you're going to need another piece of the cardstock. So I've made my box out of the opal. So I'm going to go with opal cardstock. And you're going to cut a square that is just under 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I say just under, I would go about 1/8 of an inch because we're making a lid to fit in the top. Okay, so just under 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Keep that to one side, and then I want to make a little insert to go on the inside of it. So out of this little piece of scrap, I am going to do just under 2.5 by just, in fact, I didn't have to do 2.5. I had to do, not 2.5, Dawn. I had to do just under 2 3/4. So I'll tell you what, I've got a piece. Here, we'll take this piece. Just under 2 3/4. And you're probably thinking, what do you need that bit for? I will share all with you. Right, let's move all this lot out of the way. So I did say to you if you've got any embossing folders. So I've just got a lovely embossing folder here with Merry Christmas on it. And I'm just going to pass this through my machine. I'm not going to decorate my top strips. I'm just going to decorate these. So let me just switch my machine on to pass this through. Now, any questions from anybody? I can't see. It's gone very quiet on my comments. I don't know whether there's any more that I'm missing at all. Let me pop this through. No, it's all gone very quiet on the comments. But that's good as long as everybody's happy. So this is the other thing. Please don't forget that you can emboss this beautiful card. It embosses an absolute dream. So I'm just going to pass. Have I lost one? 1, 2. Oh, there it is. So let me just put these last 2 through my machine. And then we can start assembling our cracker. Because this is the stage you want to start adding all your elements to it. All right. So let's just bring these in. Pop this over to one side. That is my lid. I'll do that in a minute. So I'm going to start sticking all these down. Now, when you look at your cracker box, you know where we did that join just here? I always have that as the back Okay, so when we fold it, you've got the back and then you've got the front. No, hang on, where are we? That's it, that's the front. So that's on the side. So your square is always your last one to go down. So this is my front one. So let's glue some of this onto here. I could have done it with red line tape for quickness, but this is real-time crafting. That's what the craft alongs are all about. Now, you can decorate these crackers however you wish. There are so many different ways that you can decorate these. You can use pattern papers, but I think this way works really well. Now, another thing, if you don't want to cut into your special paper that I've got here, I'm going to bling overload you now, but let me just stick these couple of panels on first, and then I'm going to bling overload you. So we'll pop that one on there. And this one on here. So this is the great thing about the EVA glue. It sticks no problem onto this specialist cardstock. And then I've got my little strips. You don't have to add the little strips if you don't want. I mean, the cardstock is just singing to itself, isn't it? It's just absolutely glorious. But it's a great way to add additions to them. And I think these are great for, yes, your Christmas table, but also for gift giving. If you're doing a Secret Santa at work or a club or anything you're in, to make a little gift box like this to put your present in would be amazing. So last little piece on there. We still haven't assembled the bottom, but that's fine because it's easier to decorate while it's all flat. So let me just wipe my glue bottle a minute because we've still got a lid to make. So let me pop that on there. So if you didn't want to use your big sheets of 12 by 12 card for decoration, now who out there has got their hands on this little gem? So this is just some of it. I haven't got it all. But this is called a specialist card pack. Now, Kimberly will put up all the details. Now, in here, Kimberly, you give me the heads up on this. I'm right in thinking, I'm just going to say it out there, I think we get 20 different types of specialist card that Pink Frog do. Now, contents will vary. You won't always get the same. Look at that. You won't always get the same, but you're going to get a taster pack of 20 different types. Am I right, Kim? Give me a thumbs up if I'm right, because I'm not seeing any comments moving. We've got glitter. We've got that lovely water, like oil effect going on here. We've got some of the textured weave as well. You know, we've got some of the opal holographic again here. So you're going to get 3 sheets. They're going to roughly look like they're in this size, but you're going to get 3 sheets of each colour. The blue, this blue, oh yes, Pat, this blue was Pam, wasn't it? Is absolutely amazing, the blue. I mean, these colours are gorgeous, and all I'm going to say is watch this space. Yes, Kim has confirmed you get 20 different types, 3 of each, so you're going to get 60 pieces in here. So these little panels like this are going to fit perfectly onto your boxes. So if you don't want to waste your specialist 12 by 12 cardstock, these are a great way for you to use, you know, to put panels on your projects, make little gift tags. It is absolutely fabulous. Kim says as well, yeah, great for die cutting. What's Karen said? Oh, you got some of this as complimentary, did you? Well done, you. It is a fabulous kit. So if you've got this, a great place to use it is for your decoration. But I've digressed. So yes, Kimberly said it was free when you spent over £20. Yeah, there you go. So let me pop this back in here and we'll carry on with where we were. But I just wanted to share with you because I get all excited about things like this. So we've got our cracker now. I would allow that to dry a little bit longer. So it's all nice and flat. So if you want to make in advance for Christmas Day, this is how far you'd go and then store them. All right, so no problem at all, you can store them. And then to assemble it together, now just bear in mind with your lid, just give it a little push. Can you see you're getting a concertina going on here? So you're going to start, where's your back? That's the back. So we're going to have this as the front. So this one's going to be my back one. That's going down first. And then I'm going to go back in with my glue. I'm going to pop my glue on here. You could use glue, you can use red line tape. If you're going to do them to make the cell, I would perhaps put red line tape on here because then whoever buys them can just peel the red line tape off and they're good to go. So just folding that in, and by us doing this, you're going to have then 4 layers on your base, and that's what makes them super sturdy. So then we just pop that on the desk. Let me just wipe my glue bottle. Put my lid on a minute. And then I use my glue. And I just like to get that all in there. And again, just get right in the corners. And that is good to go. And then you'll just need to pop some ribbon round there. Oh, what colour ribbon shall we have? I might go with a bit of red, and I'll tell you why in a minute when I get there. Where's my front? I'm just going to tie a little piece of red ribbon on here. So you're going to tie it like you would a normal cracker. So you've got your lovely red ribbon on there, and I can just give that a snip. Okay, and the other thing I'm going to pop on is I've used our lovely, again, I've used the card pack that I've just shared with you, and I've used our lovely poinsettia die and the corn holly. So the corn holly looks like this. Let me bring my dies in to share with you, because this is where you can do all sorts of decorations. So that is the corn holly, which creates this lovely base for you to do that onto. And then this is the poinsettia. It comes as 3 dies, and I've used that lovely specialist cardstock to make that up. So rather than cutting into anything else, I've just been able to make myself a nice poinsettia to pop on my cracker box. So this is it. Have a look at what dies you've got, because you can do some amazing things. Now, normally I've got my silicone here and I haven't, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of my foam pads and I'm just going to stick it on with a quick foam pad, because we've got the lid to do, which won't take very long at all. So we can add that onto there for a lovely bit of decoration. Okay, now I'm going to keep that little bit of ribbon because we're going to need that. So, lid, we've got our little piece that is just under 4 3/4 by just under 4 3/4. And what you're going to do is we're going to score 1 inch in on all 4 sides. And where's my tool? There we go. So this is to make your lid. Okay, so you're going to score 1 inch on all 4 sides. 2, 3, and 4. And yes, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. We're going to burnish those lovely folds. Now, this colour that I'm using here, you can ink on this with the right ink, you know, as well. So if you wanted to emboss it and rub an ink pad over, just make sure you let it dry and it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm going to do a snip a tiny wedge, and I like to take just a little bit off that side. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. So if there's any newbies out there that haven't made box lids or box bases before, this is what normally happens. Okay. And then this one here as well. Oh, went in a bit too far there, but it'll be fine. Okay. So that's all that piece. And then before we go any further with this, if you get your pokey tool, now I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to make just a hole in the middle of my lid. Okay. I'm going to take that little piece of ribbon, because we're making a pulley to pull out our ribbon from our cracker box. Okay, let's grab that piece. That's it. Just make sure that looks beautiful. There we go. So we're going to snip that off. And I'm going to use red line tape for this now. I've just got some 12mm red line tape here. Our lovely pink frog tape. And I'm going to lay that over there. And I'm going to do another piece on there. So this is just holding our ribbon in place. Okay. And like anything constructional, as long as you've got the foundations right, it will all work. And then I'm going to peel that back. And we will stick our base in the bottom of our box lid. Now I'm doing this very quickly, as you can see, but you will take a lot more time when you're doing this, I know. I should have perhaps done this piece in red line so I can move on, but we'll be okay. And then glue on the outside to make our box lid. Now you could put another square of the lovely gold on there. You know, this is the thing. You can add all sorts of embellishments, you know, whether you've bought them, whether you're going to die cut them, it doesn't really matter. You can choose. So I'm just going to pinch these in. So just lining them up. And then I like to just lay it on the desk and let that take hold. Because we're using the specialist card, it will just allow a little bit longer for your glue to dry. It's not going to dry as quickly as if you were doing cardstock on cardstock. Okay, so just so you know. So let me just wipe that off. So that's made our lid. And then because we've done it just that bit smaller, that will fit nicely on the top of the cracker box. So you can see that you've got a nice lid on there. So if you are putting yourself your little treats in there, like your little miniature, your little lotto card, your joke, get some party hats. I get my party hats off the internet. Just do a search for paper party hats and they go in there as well. So you can pop that in there, no problem at all. So let me just share with you the measurements to make the larger version to add your mini wine bottles. Okay, so same thing again. So let me bring in another sheet of cards. So we had some people saying gold last time. So let me find, I'll tell you what, let's use the rose gold. Wow, isn't this absolutely glorious? So big scoreboard again. Now this time I'm not going to cut anything down off this. You can see all my lights, look. I'm not going to cut anything down off this. We're going straight in with the 12 by 12. So this is to make one to house your wine bottle. Okay, the lid will be identical. You can actually look, you can see how good this is. You can see my camera in here and me. You can actually see it in there. That shows how highly mirrored it is. It's just amazing. So I'm going to flip it over quickly. Not trimmed anything off this at all. So we're going to do the same measurements again. So we're going all the way down at 2 3/4. Okay. And then we're doing 5 1/2. Just keep your hand on your cards so it doesn't slide anywhere on your scoreboard. And then you're going to do 8 1/4. And 11. You're going to do a quarter turn, and because we're making that box base, again you're doing 2 3/4. Got a fly in here. And then you're going to do a half turn. So you've got the 2 1/4 piece this end, and we're coming back up this end, and you're going to do 1 inch, just like we did before, 1 1/2, and 2. Okay, so it's identical to the cracker box, but all we've done is we've kept the size as the 12 by 12. And yes, you know what I'm going to say to you. We need to burnish, and even with the rose gold, again, look, you've got no cracking going on with this cardstock at all. It's just a joy to work with. So folding that over, and then we're going to do the concertina bit. So I'm going to go that way. So think of the top, when you're folding the top, think of it as like your cracker box, like the crackers. So you're doing like a W. Yeah? So just fold that down. Give that a good burnish all the way along. Last piece down the bottom. I'm going to cut this piece away because we don't need that piece, that end. And then we're going to go, what are we going to do? We're going to go straight. And then we're going to go wedged. And then straight. You will make these in no time at all, and they're just, you're going to be used. I mean, this is it. I make them, and I use them year after year. But they're brilliant for popping little gifts in around Christmas time. Looks a lot nicer than having what was I going to say? Looks a lot nicer than having cheap wrapping paper. Now, what I was going to share with you is just the quick way you can do your with a pair of scissors. Okay, now I'm trying to see if I've got a pencil. Oh, I have got a pencil. Get my ruler. Put my ruler somewhere, really safe. Yes, just here. Underneath everything. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch across. So I've got the cross bit going on here. So on one side, I'm just going to go and make a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go along and do the same thing again. And again. So if you don't have an envelope punch board, or you don't have a special punch, this is how you would do it. So I've just made those little marks. And then we're going to fold this back on itself, because I'm going to do it this way. And just with the scissors, you're going from the outside cut in. 1, 2. Okay, fold again. The outside line in and in, and fold again. So you're only doing that one little pencil mark. That's all you need, but you can do it quite easily. No problem at all. Okay, if there's any questions at all, please do ask. I've lost track of my comments, but I know Kimberly is there, so I think I've mentioned everything. So you've got your emails. Don't forget to check your emails out, because your discount code is there. And I don't want you to miss out on 10% discount. Can you see, even cutting it by hand, they match. No problem at all. So let's just stick this one together while we've got the last few minutes. So again, I'm going in with my EVA. This might not work with other glues that you have, but if you do have the EVA, this will on this specialist card. But you can quite easily go in with your red line tape as well. So just fold that across, put that one down, give that a little burnish. Now, a little top tip, if you get like that, a little bit of glue on there, just get your towel and rub it off. Do it straight away, no problems at all. Okay, I've got red on my towel now. That'd be fine. So let's construct the bottom of this box, because we've got that top bit done. So let's, which way round are we? That is going to be the last piece. That's going to be the first piece. So exactly like we did for the cracker box. So that piece can go on top of there. That piece can go top on there. Oh, someone's just asked me, when's it going to be on YouTube? So as soon as this live has finished, we will download and pop it onto YouTube. Kim will try her very best to get it on tonight. If it's not on YouTube tonight to watch back, it will be tomorrow. Okay, I need a longer hand now to get in here, but my glue bottle's coming in very handy. So that is how you'd make the one for your little bottle of wine. Okay, but remember that the lid we made in the first, with the first cracker box, fits on top as well. So you can add your decorative panels. You've got your little lid on there. So if you want to use it to give as a gift, Secret Santa, you can, no problem at all. So you've got your tabletop cracker box. Let me just pop the lid on. Let me bring the other sim that we did. Let me wipe my glue and put my anti-clog lid on. That's it. Good housekeeping. Let's bring in the first couple that I made as well. So you've got a nice selection there. So using that cardstock, but you could use any cardstock you like. But the 12 by 12 gives you the panels that you've got left to use afterwards. But if you're going to do the wine bottle one, you're going to need one sheet of your 12 by 12. Okay, so I think that is everything that I need to tell you about. They've all got their beautiful lids on as well. So I'm going to take the camera down and turn it around. So just bear with me one moment. So looking at my messy craft desk, let me just pull my arm back on there. There we go. I can see everybody now. So I do hope that you've enjoyed that. So making these beautiful cracker boxes ready for your Christmas table. Okay, or to give as gifts. So if you signed up for the Pink Frog newsletter, don't forget to check out that 10% discount code, and also check out their weekend deals. So if you get an email from Pink Frog on a Friday, check it out, because they do a special deal that runs from lunchtime Friday to 6 p.m. on Monday night. So check it out, because every week it's something totally different. So I do hope you've all enjoyed this afternoon's craft along. Now I'm trying to remember, Claire is back on Monday with another craft along. Now Kim, can you just confirm, is it the 20 by 40 card stock, the card blanks that Claire's doing? Can you just confirm for me? I'm sure it is. I should have looked beforehand. I do apologise, Claire. So thank you for all the hearts and the love. Is Kim coming in? Is she going to tell me? Well, Claire will be here Monday at 4 p.m. Okay, I'm sure it's, yeah. Oh no, it's 20 by 20. I'm glad you said that, Kim. It's 20 by 20 cardstock. So when we at Pink Frog talk about 20 centimetre by 20 centimetre, what we're talking about is a DL card. So your DL card can be portrait or landscape. So we're talking about DL cards. So if you're old school, DLs. And if you're new school, 20 by 20. But this is unscored card, so no problem at all. So thank you, Jane. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. And thank you all for sticking with me and enjoying watching making the gorgeous cracker boxes. I will put my little crib sheet template on Pink Frog's Inspirations. So if you're not a member of Pink Frog's Inspirations, go over and join, because all the design team are on there, and it's a great private group that you can share your craft makes. So if anybody has made any of these this afternoon along with me, please share them, because I'd love to see them, and it's nice to see what other people make. So I'm going to sign off, because I've done my hour with you all, and I don't want you to spend too much time. Just I could spend ages here chatting to you. Like, I love it, but I'm going to sign off. Okay, and I will look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Do you want to see a quick sneak peek of what I'm doing next Wednesday? Am I allowed to share? Kim, can I share what I'm going to make next Wednesday? So I'm bringing you something new. I've got it over here. I'll share it. Don't tell them. So this is what I'm going to be doing next Wednesday. So it's something new. And it's also something old, but we've got something old and something new. So this is what I'm going to be doing with you next Wednesday on the craft along. And we're going to have the card folds as well. But don't forget to tune in with Claire on Monday for those lovely DL cards. Have a fabulous rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.